I love the weaponization of botanical Latin. I picture a passive aggressive mother-in-law saying, "Well, you know that it's not peony but peonia."
No, I've been in groups. I have certainly been in groups in my day. And there are probably people going, "Hey, you are the group doing that." No, I'm trying not to. But I have certainly been in places where it's being used to sort of judge. Um, People are throwing out names to, oh, is that an Aurelia caudata? I've never seen it this far west of the Rockies, that type of thing. And they're just throwing it out, throwing it out, throwing it out. And you start to feel like, you're trying to throw your knowledge out. And that's really not what this is for. This is for communication. It's a dead language that means not being spoken as a language that develops over time. But it's to help us communicate better as gardeners. And you're missing out if you're not at least trying it, or you're putting it down to the snobby people do that, because it's the smart people who do that, because they can actually communicate about the plants that they want to source for their garden, right?
Yeah. You can really make a big mistake by saying, "Oh, I'd like a daisy." Well, exactly what is a daisy? I mean, there are a million different daisies. So it can get you very specific very fast. At the same time, I truly recommend going with the easier name if it is very clear. You don't have to say digitalis. You can say foxglove because everybody knows what you're talking about. Sometimes it goes backwards. I have a fabulous favorite that I love to grow. I think I learned the common name one time and quickly forgot it, but it's called Coryngosoma palmata, and that is a mouthful. And people look at me like, "Oh, now you're just being like that, aren't you?" But I
Right.
don't know really what else to call it. Sorry.
Kringashoma. And what is Kringashoma? It's the wood. It's not a wood
Maybe
poppy, though, is
waxy
it?
bells or something
Oh, waxy
waxy.
bells. That's right.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
so I'm sticking with Coryngosoma. It's not essential. It is important, especially if you want to go shopping. And it's great to learn because it helps you with plant identification. A case in point is that Marianne just was talking in our fabulous foliage plants in the regular episode about polygonatum, which she says polygonatum, by the way. I don't think she's incorrect. I don't think I'm incorrect. I mean, I don't think it matters, but it's very clear that we're both saying the same word. I was saying regerecia because I think of an E as being A, or I taught Spanish for years and years and I speak Spanish. So I see an E, I want to go A. Regerecia. She's like, no, Roger, regerecia. I think she's probably right. It doesn't matter. We understood each other. But with the Polygonatum odораtum, I'm like, whoa, wait, does it smell good? And I never knew. And I quickly looked it up. I mean, it's not like I know Latin. I didn't take Latin. I took Spanish, but I'm like, odor? Let's go find out what this is all about. It's kind of fun that way.
So it doesn't mean that you make gardening miserable for yourself because you're just trying to learn Latin names all the time. It means pushing yourself a little bit to learn those names might actually open and expand your horizons.